host and
Good morning.
perfect. All right. So, hey, y'all, I am super excited to be here tonight. This is the first day of August, and I absolutely love getting to share why you should be a part of Singular. And so, whether you're watching live or Memorex, I love to know that. I am Jana Bullard, and yes, my hair is wet. I've been in the pool, all the things. But that's why I want to talk to you about this tonight. And so it's just going to be you and I having a conversation, whether you're watching on the page or whether you're going to watch this on the replay or whether you're tuning in. And so you may be a customer. You may be somebody that's just taking a look at this for income. You may be somebody that doesn't believe in this at all, whatever it is. But what I can tell you is how the rest of the story is going to unfold. And so let's go back to before I found this. I am so grateful that Robin started this, 12 years ago. And I'm forever grateful to Melissa Corbin for sharing. And so I'm a grandmother of four. Three of them have been here today, the three boys. And my granddaughter, we just picked her up last week from camp. Y'all, I couldn't have done any of that before this. And so, perfect. Thank you. Anyway, and so to when I first started, and that was in 2015. I was overweight. I was struggling with chronic migraines. I was struggling with chronic allergies. I was sleeping in hotels the majority of the time, working about 60 hours a week and doing all the things, right? But still living paycheck to paycheck. And so I met Melissa Corbin. She was actually in one of the districts that I serviced. I was in regional leadership. I started in banking in the 80s, late 80s. Anyway, but I had met her, it's been now about 15 years ago. And I didn't have a lot of friends on social media, period. So if you're thinking I couldn't necessarily do this, I love the products, but I don't have a lot of friends on social media. I live in a small town. I was what I call a social media snob because I thought if you wouldn't come into my house, why are you looking at my pictures? That's weird. I didn't understand social media. Anyway, so fast forward, she had left the bank because she was trying to stay home with her kids. She was actually a breastfeeding mom at the point in time that I started. And so I didn't have a lot of friends, but I really we connected. She was like a wonderful person of integrity, and we actually really liked each other. And so she had been gone from the bank for a little bit when I actually followed her. Hey, how are you doing, Catherine? It's good to have you. And when I started watching her, and I thought she's doing something, but I didn't touch it. I didn't like it. Have y'all ever had somebody not ask you about your products, or have you ever had somebody not even notice that you've been losing weight and you're a customer and you're like, you'd think somebody that lives with me would notice? Y'all, that's all normal. It really is. Anyway, so fast forward, I watched her, didn't touch, didn't like it. At one point in time, I thought she was working out. And so I joined. I ordered in June of 2015. Y'all, I didn't open early June, late May, early June. I didn't even touch my kit, didn't even open it until 9 years ago last week. And I thought I might as well use this stuff, whatever. I started having success. And she would say, you should share. Somebody would want to know. I would only tell her. I literally didn't even tell my husband I was doing this stuff. And I would tell her, I'd show her a picture or I'd give her a success. And she'd say, Jana, you should share. Somebody would want to know this. And y'all, this is a hard part for me because I want to think I'm a good person, but I wouldn't share. I wouldn't tell anybody. And so I am the person that grew up low to moderate income. Often we actually left our house and we had to go stay with my grandparents because the electricity was cut off. We ended up moving in high school in with my grandparents, and we lived in a 2-bedroom house with 1 bathroom. And only recently, about the time we moved in 1983, had hot water in the bathtub, no shower. That's how I grew up. And we were joking earlier, and we were talking about playing with tent forts. They're so much fun. That's playing with sticks and playing with tent forks was all I knew. Tent forts is all I knew. And I remember even playing underneath. We lived in a trailer park and playing underneath with the insulation hanging down, playing with my little Barbies. Y'all, I didn't know anything different. And so I'm a hard worker. I am dedicated. I show up, I tell the truth, I do all those things. And so I had kind of not even clawed my way up in corporate America, but I had just gotten promoted through hometown banking, so forth and so on. But we were broke. We were broke. We couldn't travel. We could barely pay our bills. We were struggling. But I was so arrogant that I would not look at I wouldn't look at this. But this is why, and I want you to hear me very graciously. All I saw was a bunch of people that sold everything. They sold everything, and all it was on their Facebook feed was flyers. I wish I could see everybody. I'm not doing a very good job at doing that, but I don't want to lose y'all. And thank you for those words, Catherine. So y'all, I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that person that put flyers all over the page because y'all, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your box, your bottle, your package. They don't care. They want to see how it's going to benefit them. And so it annoyed me. Like I didn't care anything about it. And so I didn't respect it. I thought I could give you a better job than that. Y'all, this changed everything in my life. Not only did I lose weight, I got off 4 prescriptions. I stopped sleeping my life away. I wish that my kids had had the person that my younger grandkids have, but my daughter can literally tell you that I would be able to sleep on the couch and unable to cook dinner, but they didn't know how many calls I dodged about being behind on our bills. They didn't know that the school clothes that we were buying, and it's school clothes time, y'all. Some people went to school today, y'all. Is that not crazy? Um, they didn't know that the clothes that we bought at American Eagle, at the Buckle, at Target or Walmart, they didn't know that we could afford those. And did I know that that was wrong? Absolutely. But you do stuff for your kids that's stupid. You really do. And so, but they didn't know that stuff. So fast forward, here I am. I start having results, and somebody asked me about 9 months ago in an interview. They said, "What did you have to hear to decide to be a partner?" Nothing would have worked, y'all. So you're listening to me right now, whether on Robin's page or on a recording or on YouTube, whatever, and you're going, "Yeah, I hear you. I see you." Y'all, I wouldn't believe me either. I wouldn't believe me no more. I can show you the checks. I can show you the checking account. I can show you the house. I would not have believed it either. So when somebody said, "What did it take for you to become a partner?" And I said, "There's nothing anyone could have said. Nothing." And Melissa will vouch for that. There's nothing anyone could have said for this girl to have given up her. I'm a banker. It's taken me 27 years to get where I'm at, making less money than what I should have made, sleeping away from it. But I did not understand. And my answer to this is in October of 2015, I found out through people reaching out to me, they are desperate for what we have. That's the only thing. So I believe that God called me to this. I don't believe it. I am confident, and I'm going to walk in that every day. And so it's really hard for me to talk about stuff like that. And so today, when we were hanging out in the pool, and I even visited with my son-in-law for a good while after, and we were talking and everything, I said, "I've got to go in the shower and go get on a Zoom and tell people why they should be a part of Singular." And to get on here with my glasses on, no makeup, hair pulled back after getting out of a shower, I could never have done that in corporate America. But I also couldn't have been as sincere with you because I had to be an alma mater. Alma mater. Y'all, I dropped out of not high school. I graduated top of my class. I had a full ride to college, but I got married instead. And all these kind of things. So I don't have to hide from that now. I had to hide from that in corporate America because they were all talking about this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I was I felt like a stereotype. Nobody told me that, but I felt like that. Have you ever felt like that? No matter what it was. If you were like, "I'm a Christian girl," and they stereotype me, "I'm a high school dropout, I'm a divorcee, I got pregnant in high school, I'm like whatever. I grew up in a trailer park, I grew up in a mansion." Have you ever felt like somebody thought more or less of you? And so I have never been able to be who I am until here. And so when I think about God calling me to this, and Melissa will remember the night that I said, "These people are asking me, what are you doing? I need this." And people told me how broken they were. They told me how desperate they were. And I didn't have the heart to tell them good luck. Y'all, our products work. This GLPX back here, It's a game changer. People do not have to take a diabetic shot and lose weight because of side effects. Y'all, people don't have to sleep their lives away. People do not have to struggle, but because the products work and the company is good, the compensation plan's good. And there's lots of companies that have good products, but they don't have a good compensation plan. There are products that have a good compensation plan, but they don't have good products. And then there's the whole schemes where there's no tangible benefit, there's no return. And I will never put my name on anything like this. And so when I say, and my thing, I wish I had my cup in here, but I don't. Your story can be the key that unlocks somebody's prison. That's why I do this, is because I guarantee you there's a mom that is absolutely desperate to be able to go to the field trip, but she doesn't feel good. There is a wife that is desperate to feel better when she goes to the Christmas party and not be tugging at her clothes, but she doesn't know how to change it. There is a working professional with a degree that will never retire, and they are so broke that you'll never know it. They'll work till they die. They'll do anything to not expose themselves. And so, what I can tell you about this company is you can join us 3 different ways. You can be a customer. You can be a customer. You're going to pay the exact same amount that I'm going to pay. All the things before, when people would say, "Hey, Jana, if you buy this makeup, if you'll be a distributor, you're going to save $5." And I'm like, well, I was going to spend 70. That's 400. I don't think I'm saving. I was in banking. I still knew good math. I mean, I still knew good math. And so, like, that's not going to benefit anybody. People, so there's a second way you can join. I'm going to hold that thought. There's a second way you can join. You can grab a once a year link for $49.95, and you can be somebody that goes, if I made $100, $200, I could lose 150 pounds because I would be paying for some of my products. I wouldn't be taking it out of what I would feel bad about taking it out of. I could do that. And then you could be somebody that paid the same amount and you're like, I think I could do with this girl with no makeup on, with her glasses on and her hair pulled back that didn't believe in any of this. I think I could do that. I'm hardworking. I know people. Everybody seems like they need this. This team is the best at duplication, the best at helping people succeed. They care the most. I think if I locked arms with these people, I could be successful. All 3 are welcomed. There's a place for all 3 of them. It's how you want to enjoy being here. But I believe everybody deserves to be a partner here because a partner's more involved. You get to meet and you get to talk with people that they really truly have your back. And one of the things that we're missing just in general is somebody having your back, somebody wanting you to win. And maybe it's not just me. I worked with some pretty good people, have a pretty good church, even though we were pretty much broke. Like, my family never wanted me to fail, but they didn't know what success looked like. So they didn't necessarily like advocate for that. Um, I've got good friends, but sometimes they don't know how to show up because they're in a bad place themselves. And so I believe everybody deserves to be a part of this because I've watched the company for 9 years. I've never seen integrity like this in my whole life. I have watched this team get in the trenches. I can promise you, whatever we would ask you to do to be successful, I do. Whatever we ask you to do to be successful for your goal, Melissa Corbin does. I can tell you whatever we say, this is what I suggest, Jana Dyer does that. I can tell you whatever we say, this is my advice, Robin Packard does it. And so that is such a huge thing because most people, they have to just figure it out on their own. And that's what I love about this is it's a 3-part system. We have products that work. We eat real food. It's not a gimmick. And you have support, and that all transfers into your business. And so what I'm going to ask you, I'm not going to keep you a long time tonight. I was going to actually have a girl from Wichita Falls, Texas. She actually hit manager 4 days ago. Her friend hit silver manager. I interviewed her friend on my customer page the other day, and I invited them to be on here tonight because I want you to see the power of somebody sharing. And the Shelly's her name. She's a professional like me, and she loves this. And I gave them a shout out earlier today. And this is what people don't understand is when I gave them a shout out for hitting these ranks, they both said, well, Shelly said, I have found my place. She's a working professional with a good job. So when you start thinking nobody would want to do this, there's no one that doesn't need this. Okay. The other girl, she is a teacher's assistant and a bus driver. I've got two of those on my team, two that are doing very well right now. Great weight loss, great wellness. And they both made more money doing this than they did with their other job that they still have, right? And she said, y'all had me at hello when I watched how you treated people. That's why I invite you to get back to whoever sent this video to you or whoever invited you, whether you're watching right now, because I can't see who else is watching. And whether you're watching right now, whether you're watching on the customer page, I think this is on Zing Team, or whether you're going to be watching on a YouTube or a recording, whoever told you about this, they see something in you and they care enough about you. So what I invite you to join. Your next step is to get with them and say, this is the product set that's best for my goals. This is the product set that is best for me to be able to share this with my friends, have my best success, whatever it is. We like to meet you where you're at. So that's all I'm going to say. But we can do a lot of things in your life. I look forward to meeting you in the future. You could not be in better hands. And I am going to keep you short tonight and let you go. But get with whoever invited you. Or if you are on Robin's page, just comment or send a message and we will be sure that you get connected because we want the very best for you. All right. Gotta go, y'all. And they left me to turn this off. So now I have to figure out how to turn this off. Thank you, Catherine. You're so sweet. All right. Bye, y'all.